Ladies and gentlemen, order. I request protocol to escort His Excellency and invite him to address the assembly. Order, please. Ladies and gentlemen, order. Order, please. Ladies and gentlemen, order. Order, please. I request protocol to escort His Excellency.
So I just saw the video of the diplomatic walkout during Netanyahu's speech to the UN, and what I noticed during this video is the diplomats who chose to leave are people we code as black and brown. Black and brown people getting up to leave the room while an active supremacist genocider is speaking. Black and brown people, black and brown people, black and brown people. And all white people just sitting there and giving this psychopath an audience and actively legitimizing anything he could have to say to the United Nations. That right there is white supremacy in action. That is how whiteness props up white and Western violence. There is no reason, besides supremacy and deeply rooted racism, why all the people leaving that room should have been black and brown people, and all the people sitting there and listening attentively and nodding as this war criminal spoke should have been white people. Use your eyeballs. We don't have to work that hard to pull back the curtain of what's happening here. It is directly in front of all of our faces. And this is a reminder to all of the white people I know who have been quiet on this, that being a traitor against white supremacy is a good thing. Betraying the in-group power and privilege of whiteness will always be a good thing.
For restraint and to control the conflict so it doesn't spread as it just is spreading into Lebanon. And we know who the enemy of peace is. Unfortunately, he has a name. He's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. And he has put his political career and his...
يدل ملعب يا شباب. هاي بنيتك يا علي الموسى.
This is Obadiah 1 and 2. Behold, I have made thee small amongst the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Kahala Yahweh Bashem Yahshai Bashem Rukakwadash. Double honors my teachers, the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect, who are the house of David reborn again in this generation. And shalom to the 130 Yasharallah, who today are known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who before losing our true heritage, we were known as, and still are, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about the turning against Edom that we're currently seeing across the world. And I'm going to use the events that we just watched at the 79th meeting of the UN Assembly there in New York, where they announced they're going to bring forward the new digital economy and also the new basically digital social credit system, along with the beast RFID requirement around the world. So besides that going on, we just had what you just watched, right? You had Satan, who basically had the majority of the UN members walk out on him. And he even went on to try to shame them by calling them anti-Semitic and all that stuff. But the world's not buying it, right? And why is that? Well, because as prophecy tells you here, that the Lord would make these Amalekites, right, these Edomites, greatly despised, okay? And that's what the Lord's doing, right? Not only is he deconstructing these Edomites' empires, but he's also bringing down their whole persona and the false narrative that they've set up regarding themselves, how they're the good guys, they're the heroes. Over the last couple of decades, the Lord has slowly been pushing out that vibe that these Edomites are the problem of the world, and it's become more apparent in these last couple of years. This is Nahum 3 and 6. I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and I will set thee as a gazing stock. So here's another prophecy regarding these Edomites and what the Lord would do to the wicked of the Bible, because you see, that's the mystery, one of the mysteries of the Bible, okay? Not only does the Bible have a mystery of who are the Israelites and what's going to happen to them, but also there's a mystery of who is the wicked, who are the evildoers of the Bible, okay? And that would be none other than the nation of Edom, right? The world refers to them or knows that, you know, to be on the lookout for what they refer to them as the Antichrist, but the world has it mixed up, right? One, the majority of the world, through the false indoctrination of these organized religions, believe it's one person who's going to be the Antichrist, but it's not. It's going to be a group of people, and these people are going to be known as the Antichrists, okay? And on top of that, there's even more than just this one group of people, but it's mostly going to be the wicked that are referred to here, right? Nahum 3 and 6 is talking about a specific group of people, that being the so-called Caucasians, okay? Which also includes the Israelis, because they're the same people, though they like to pretend they're not white or, you know, of the same stock, but they are. They are all the descendants of Esau, okay, who was Jacob's evil twin brother. Well, the Lord, like I said, has turned the narrative of these Edomites from being the hunk of the world to being the vile villain, okay? And he's done that by throwing abominable filth upon them, okay? And what is that abominable filth, right? That's the whole alphabet agenda. It's the mass corruption in all these sectors, the economy, the food, the politics, you know, everything, right? Everybody's starting to see these Edomites for what they truly are, right? They are the Antichrist of the Bible. They are the devils that the Bible speaks of. This is Job 20 and 27. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. Right here, Job had prophesied about the wicked, okay? When you read the book of Job, not only is he, you know, dealing and commenting on his own, you know, plight and how things are happening to him, but he also goes into a prophecy, right? He goes into prophesying about the wicked of the earth. And when he's talking about the wicked of the earth, he's not just talking about the so-called bad people. No, he's talking about a specific group, right? These people were basically not revealed in the time when Job was around, okay? And in the early parts of the Bible, yes, the nation of Edom was there, but they weren't the Romans yet. They didn't ascend to the high lofts of power that they reserve today. That didn't start happening until the time when the Macedonians, which were the Edomites by another name, had gone and conquered Greece and the rest of Europe from the children of Japhet, right? The children of Japhet today being known as the people of the South Seas. Well, now in the end times, the Bible is speaking, right? And what do I mean by that? Well, just like the angel told Daniel that the things written are for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, meaning that the prophecies and the hints and all the things written about in the Bible of the end days wouldn't make sense until you're in those end days. Okay, and now that we're here in the end days, we're living in the last days of the last days, it is very clear who the Bible is speaking about, right? It's very clear, who the Edomites are. When one of the primary things that helps us identify who the Edomites are is that in the time when all the end time events would be happening, the earthquakes, the natural disasters, the uproaring of the people, all these crazy signs in the heavens, that there would be a group of people that would ultimately conquer and take over the land of Israel, and those people would be the Edomites, right? Ezekiel 36:5. Well, who else is in that land right now who is dominating it? Nobody else but these so-called Israelis, with the help of their slaves, the American, right? This is why, and again, the Americans, or so-called white people here in America, are also Edomites. But again, because Amalek, the Israelis, are the top tribe of the nation of Edom, they're the ones running the show. But like it tells you here, or Job points it out, that the heavens shall reveal his iniquity, right? What does this mean? It means that what's going to eventually happen in the end days, that the truth about these devils were going to come out from the heavens. Now, in this case, it's referring to the satellites projecting all the worldwide news that we're seeing in all the videos like I showed you earlier in this lesson. That's what's happening. These Israelis, along with these American Edomites, and all the Edomites around the world, the ones who were clapping in that UN assembly that stood up to try to be a cheerleader for these devils, the satellites are beaming their wickedness across the entire world, right? How they on the face they're asking for peace, but in the background they're bombing the shit out of the people that they're deceiving, right? The world is taking note that these devils are doing too much, okay? And the thing is that they can't hide themselves anymore, okay? They can't hide themselves behind bureaucracy, behind other nations that they try to set up as the fall guy. No, it is very clear, who the Edomites are and what they're doing. And why are they doing this, right? Why are these Edomites losing their shit right now? Why are they no longer doing things in a sly, slick manner? Well, it's because it tells you here. This is Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So you see, these devils know that they got a short time, right? The scriptures say, woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil has come down unto thee, knowing that he has but a short time. That's what this is talking about, right? These devils, and I'm not talking about like your everyday, next door neighbor or coworker Edomite. They don't know what the heck's going on, man. They're just there, in the same fucking slave line as you, right? But they obviously have a bit better ride, but it's the top Edomites, the kings of Edom, like Netanyahu, the top elites, the people who are referred to as the 1%ers. They know what's going on. They're the ones who will consult with the witches and the soothsayers and the astrologers, and they go deep into the Bible because they are learned people. And in doing so, they know that they have a limited time to rule upon earth. And what are they doing with that limited time? Right? They are gathering riches for a time that they'll never be able to use it. They are devising events to try to stay in power and ultimately enslave the rest of the world for perpetuity. But again, that's not going to work, because why? Well, Job made it very clear that God has appointed the time for these Edomites, right? So much so that Job even pointed out that, it's known down to the months of how long these Edomites are going to be permitted to rule. And what does the scripture say about that? This is 2 Thessalonians 2:7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work, only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And that mystery of iniquity is ultimately that mystery I told you about the Bible, of who are the bad guys in the Bible, right? Who are the devils that the Bible is speaking of? And when you get into devils, it's not talking about little red guys with horns and pitchforks. It's talking about the evil people upon the face of the earth, the people who are referred to as the children of the wicked, right? And that would be the nation of Edom. We know them today as the so-called Caucasian race, which also includes the so-called Israeli race, okay? Because they are the same people, but they split up a long time ago, and they now try to claim that they're different people, right? They even pretend that they hate each other, but they're the same people. And ultimately, like it tells you here, right? It's the Lord who's going to ultimately take them down. So it's not going to be Hezbollah or Iran or any of these people are going to take these devils out. No, it's going to ultimately be the Lord who's going to use these other nations to come up against the nation of Edom to weaken them, and then the Lord ultimately is going to come, show up, and ultimately destroy these devils and take them out of power. Okay? That's what this is talking about. And how it's going to end is this. This is Obadiah 1:18. And the house of Jacob, right, so-called Negroes, shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph, so-called Latinos, Native American Indians, a flame, and the house of Esau, the Caucasian and Israeli races, for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh Bashem Hashai hath spoken it. Right? So when these things go down, which we're getting close, Akim, right? The Apostle Tahar made it very clear, man, that he doesn't see this going, past a couple more years. And that's true, because when you look at all the prophecies coming to pass, you're seeing that the militaries from around the world are all gathering there in the Levant. And with the recent bombing of Lebanon, with Hezbollah saying that they've now declared a full-on war with Israel, things are about to get heated. And what we only have pretty much one more month until November, right, when the elections here in Babylon the Great are going to take place. Now there's going to be a lot of crazy things that are going to happen in this next month, and who knows, we may see a rush job to start World War III, to bring in this Mark of the Beast. We're already seeing what could possibly be a terrorist attack over there in Georgia when that chemicals biolab exploded, right? We still got to figure out what's behind that. More likely it's a false flag, but you never know. But either way, Akim, just wanted to show you this, man. Wanted to show how these Edomites are being despised. The Lord is making them abominable amongst the other nations. And everybody now is starting to get a sour, putrid taste in their mouth. And they're no longer willing to put up with Esau's shit anymore. Alright, so either way, Akim, hopefully this video was edifying. Until next time, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bashem Hashai, Bashem Kodash. Shalom.